Alright guys, so this is my morning routine. I love my coffee, for those that know me. Costa Rica, it's a little bit different to make your coffee. It's kind of like old hat to me now. I'm super used to it, but I kind of wanted to show you what I do every day, probably 2 or 3 times a day. So the water needs to be boiled on my single burner that I have here. We have about half a pot. Notice the fancy pot. Very nice. This is actually my most used pot. From over here, we have the thermos already set up, waiting. And then we have the fancy Costa Rican device here. It's the fancy sock method. So you have this cotton sock that you put up on the top. You put something to catch it, either a kettle or a very fancy glass container like I have. And then we put our coffee in. So my favorite is the 1820. It's the most popular. It's a classic. So I'm going to grab a spoon. And I'm making enough coffee basically to fill this thermos, and 1 cup for myself. That's the whole. So I'm going to use about 2.5 cups. 2.5 tablespoons. Smells really good. It's a pretty nice strong coffee. So I'll put that over there. And then we get our boiled water, double-handed. I'll put this over here. I'm going to try to do it this way. And then you pretty much just want to pour into the sock. Pro tip, do not overfill it, because then you'll maybe get any grounds into your finished product. I have been known to double strain it. So we're just waiting for that to fill up. Needs like waiting music. There we go. So I put this back on the stove. I'm actually going to grab my cup that's here. So this is obviously still dripping, so I replace it with my cup. I'm going to put that over there. And then we take our lovely thermos, because I do not have a microwave or any kind of other way to reheat it. And then I simply pour the hot coffee into the thermos. Oh, there we go. Put the top on pretty quickly. And that is about 2.5 cups full of coffee right there. So I put that to the back. And then there's not quite enough in there. I try to kind of not waste, so I've gotten a little bit better at my quantities. And then I double filter my first cup. And that is how you make Costa Rican coffee. So I do that like 2 or 3 times a day. And then when I need to replenish, I just go to my thermos. So there you have it. Costa